Two business partners in Columbus could face up to 75 years in prison and fines of more than $2 million after being accused of sending in fraudulent documentation and PPP loans. Jabari Edwards and Antoine Richardson are also accused of using the money to gift friends and family and even making donations to the Jackson State University. Our Takia Cummings talked to local attorney about what that could mean for those recipients. She joins us in the studio with more.
I talked to attorney Rod Hickman about what could happen to people that receive this money, and he gave his own personal thoughts. In 2020, the CARES Act offered businesses loans to help them make payroll during the COVID-19 pandemic. The program was known as the Paycheck Protection Program. Business partners of J5 in Columbus are being accused of filing false information over these PPP loans. Macon attorney Rod Hickman says many businesses that gave the right information are safe, but facing charges like this is common when giving false documents to the government.
Where the government is now, they're investigating those. And people who submitted fraudulent documents, there are certain charges that they'll have to face because they basically defrauded the government. However, legitimate businesses who received loans, who had legitimate businesses, used the loans for the proper categorical expenses that they could use it for, those loans have probably already been forgiven.
When documentation is sent to the government, Hickman says the paperwork may not be looked over immediately, but over time, the information will be closely examined.
But there's another subset of people who submitted fraudulent documents to get the loans and also submitted fraudulent documents to have the loans forgiven. And the government will at some point, in my opinion, look through all of that information and bring the proper charges.
Richardson and Edwards are accused of giving some of that money meant to pay staff to friends, family, and even Jackson State University. That raises the question, if someone does receive money under circumstances like that, are they expected or required to return it?
You have to look at it like this. If that was the case, everyone who received $1 from a fraudulent Paycheck Protection Program funding would then have to give that back, whether you purchase a car from that or whether you purchase goods at your grocery store, that money would have to be given back. And so the government wouldn't put the onus on individuals to see where every dollar they receive come from.
And Hickman believes if they had no intention of committing a crime, they are more than likely innocent.
And so typically, if an individual was not a part of fraud and did not have any knowledge of the fraud, they'll be safe and they won't have to worry about any of the ramifications of what happened through this process.
Jabari Edwards and Antoine Richardson are only charged at this point, and the case is still under investigation. Other arrests and charges are also possible.